I think that it's very important to people that they use AI and AI tools as their allies. People will have to upskill themselves, understand how this new world of AI is going to work, and they have to use AI as an ally and not try to avoid it.
In the context of coding, a friend of mine told me that he was so impressed with the coding that come out of ChatGPT through simple queries that he actually said, and I don't know if he was joking, that myself, who is not a coder, could probably get a job as a remote coder as long as I can blag it in team meetings and obviously deliver a lot of really, really high level code quite seamlessly through ChatGPT. Do you see it like that? And does this change the game for software engineering?
I think, to be honest, first of all, on the ChatGPT as a whole, I think this is what we can call ChatGPT. It's a Google 2.0, right? It is something that has the natural language processing, so it can understand the human in a natural ways of conversation. And it has a huge data source of information that they use in order to correlate the things that you have asked, right? So it's, for me, it's a Google 2.0.
Yeah.
In terms of coding, right? So one thing that I think that people need to realize is that most of the time that we spend in order to build a new software is not actually coding. Coding is around 20%, 30% of the whole thing.
Yeah.
We have a lot of requirements, a lot of understanding what are the business rules on how it works and etc. Rules that sometimes are not written anywhere but on the head of the people. Then we have all of that complex thing about testing, deploying to production, and operating it. So I think that ChatGPT would be a great tool to augment the capacity of the developer, but it will never replace the developer. I think that's going to be a partner to help augment and test hypotheses and make it better and easier and more productive for a developer to do it.
Yeah, sure. So the future software engineer is going to be as much about writing code. It's going to be as much about interacting with technology like ChatGPT as well as writing code, if that makes sense. So I think
Exactly.
I think that's the key thing, isn't it?
Then another thing that I believe about the ChatGPT as well is that because I created some machine learning models, right? And I think that I don't see any reason of why, for example, Google in a 2, 3, 5 years horizon won't come with something like that, because they have a massive amount of data whereby they can train their models, and they have the money to invest in the people to building it. So what I see on the ChatGPT, and with a high level of certainty, is that on the 3 to 5 years horizon, I think that solutions like ChatGPT will be a bit of commodity for the big tech. I don't think that's going to be one platform like ChatGPT. I think that will be multiple platforms like ChatGPT.
Yeah, I think ChatGPT, there's already competitors of ChatGPT which are apparently, as good or not far off as good. And don't forget, this is just ChatGPT 3.5 we're on now, and I think ChatGPT 4 is coming out soon. So I think I didn't realize that every query you put in is only up until 2021, I think.
Yes.
There's no data after that. So the next one is going to be really exciting.
Yes.
So look, just in terms of more broader AI, artificial intelligence, Philippe, what are you most excited about? How is AI going to change your industry over the next, say, 3 to 5 years?
I think that AI is already changing the industry. I think that the main thing about AI is that what I like to explain to people is that AI is something that are teaching computers to not give you an exact answer, right? Today, the problem with computer, of the limits of the computation, is that every time that you try to do something with a computer, it tries to give you the exact answer. But when you are in such a complex environment with such a huge amount of information, you cannot do that. You cannot have 100% of precision. So AI will help with mathematical models, will help you giving 99% of precision on your answers, and that's what 90% of the business needs, right? So it's going to help a lot. It's helping us a lot, for example, as I was saying, to predict failures in our networks, in our IT systems. It's going to help us to find the root cause of those failures and maybe giving hints to the developers and say, look, that part of the code you should be looking at, or that part of the code you should be changing.
Yeah.
It's going to help also to have a better customer experience with things like Chat GPT and the bots in general, how we can have a more natural conversation with the humans, and therefore you don't need to wait for long queues on the call centers and etc. So it's going to help a lot on the customer experience. There's a lot of information also on the data and business intelligence environments,
Yeah.
how you can apply a AI model to understand better your customers, to focus on the right products, to develop the right products
Of course.
to your end customers. And all of those things we are already doing in Vodafone. So if you
Yeah.
combine artificial intelligence with IoT, I think that the future is on the hands of companies like Vodafone and telecommunications, plus the cloud service provider. In fact, I believe that not so long term, I think that Vodafone will be actually competing with AWSs and other companies that are cloud providers. Because in
Oh,
my
what?
opinion, yeah, I think that in my opinion, this is one of the big misses that all of the telecommunication industry had in the past, was we should have become those cloud providers, but
Yeah.
we focused too much on the hardware and forgot about the software, and then Amazon came with
Yeah.
everything.
What are you most excited about in relation to the evolution of artificial intelligence, or what are you most concerned about? Maybe is a better question, Philippe. What societal changes do you see over the next 5 years as a result of AI?
Yeah, I think that talking about, I think, jobs, right? I think that it's very important to people that they use AI and AI tools as their allies, are their partners on whatever they do, especially those repetitive jobs, things that you do today in spreadsheets, things that you do, for example, pre-sales and all of that stuff. I think this is going to be more and more done by AI. So for me, on the societal impact, is that people will have to upskill themselves, understand how this new world of AI is going to work, and they have to use AI as an ally and not try to avoid it. Because if you
Yeah.
avoid it, you are going to get out of the market, and you won't have a job, a proper job, or a highly paid job to work with. So for me, this is one of the things. I think that there are many advancements, especially on the health industry, on the with AI, especially with the image recognition. In order to, they can see an image and recognize, for example, cancer and all of that stuff. So this is, I
Yeah.
think, this is very beneficial to the society. It's going to help a lot because, as you know, the human eyes can fail, but a computer will be very rarely fail. So this is something that's
Sure.
going to help a lot. And I think on the broader context, I think that as technology today is much more essential part of our lives. So everything that you touch today has a bit of technology, from your television to your phone to your relation with the people. Everything is technology. In the future, everything will be AI, right? You're going to speak to
Yeah.
your phone. You are going to speak to your TV. Some people already do that very well. You're going to speak to your home. Some people already doing that as well, and it is going to become more and more prevalent in the future with AI.